Right, you mentioned communities and communities
Hmm.
for medium-sized brand or big brands. This is
Hmm.
always your customers, your partners, your investors. It's a lot of groups,
Hmm.
right? A lot of cohorts, so
Hmm.
to speak. Do you find Web3 enabling brands to actually make their clients, their customers, stakeholders? Taking active part in the way
Yeah.
brand is developing. Mhm.
Yeah, like another part you mentioned is, which is really amazing, which is ownership, right? So, like, can your audience own a piece of your company, right? Like, I think that's just a really great way to, incorporate the DAO type of strategy. So, there's something that like maybe I'm too advanced to talk about in our show because we'll wait until that launch. But I feel like, definitely giving your audience after they purchase something, they like, they have the like I think this really circling back to the first point I made, which is like listening to your customer, right? Like having them be that decision maker for your product because a lot of brands spending so much money onto user research and like they will hire a huge team to or like hire the web3 experts to give them some strategy and but I personally feel like the most budget friendly and the most like a better way to do this is to incorporate your audience opinion into things, right? Like when you're like actually listening to them, they would provide you the strategy of building a better product, launching a better campaign, or just literally anything. I feel like that's a lot better way to um you know to just pick brains from your community members to incorporate that into your strategy. I think that's just a lot better of approach.
Exactly. And Web3 technologies now enable everyone to actually build that collaborative
Hmm.
approach. That's what you're
Hmm.
talking about, right? And it's all the way from strategy, from results. And you mentioned the expensive marketing research every brand
Hmm.
conducting on user survey, on lots of
Hmm.
methodologies and techniques that don't bring results. I've been in those shoes before, okay? We
Hmm.
spend tons of dollars, not understanding the insights actually, right? So tapping on your
Hmm.
client, tapping on your audience is probably even more productive and also innovative, right?
Yeah, totally. And like, you and I are doing this podcast together, meaning that like, we both have our ownership of part of this show. And then it's, like when you're incorporating like someone else or like when you are having people having part of the ownership of a piece of product or like a piece of digital arts, like people are way more likely to get the word out there, to promote it to their friends and to give you the true opinion on how they think about something, right? Like I feel like because of they are part of it, and then their net worth or like their personal gains also tied to the success of your product. So I feel like giving your especially your super fans ownership are extremely important.
It's called stake in the game, right? We all
Yeah,
invest
totally.
more once we feel engaged, once we feel
Hmm.
invested, right? We're not just,
Hmm.
again, neutral to this brand work anymore. We're following, we want to
Hmm.
be part of, absolutely. And again, technology enabling us
Hmm.
here. Grace, you talk a lot about investments and venture capitalists. How do you find this market right now? Too cool for school or what? I mean, what's kind of happening there, in your opinion?
Yeah, totally. I think that's a great question. I think I personally live in Silicon Valley, so um from my first like hand experience is like I feel like the best project are still raising money. This week we've seen Doodles raise 54 million dollars, right? Like so basically the top blue chip projects are still having no trouble, no slowing down on raising money. And there's a lot of utility driven startups are also like, so having like have been like raising money pretty decently successfully. Maybe not at the highest valuation, like as like prior to this whole like market crash. I wouldn't say market crash, but like I guess like market slowing down. I feel like they are really yeah, so basically the top projects are still raising money successfully, and I do think it's like they are taking um I guess it makes the market a lot more healthier as like a lot of the quick money grab projects are kind of gone or slowing down, and most people are still like, you know, most people who are building a great product are still going hard on, you know, um their building journey. So I feel like you see more of the top project is still raising money successfully, and then the number two is like people are really focusing on building utility driven product than just you know, a really easy and quick money grab.